Right, so it's about 5:30 in the morning, and I know GoPros are pretty bad in poor light, so I've got some external lighting going here. And if you haven't been following my videos, this 6-wheel drive Land Rover Printy ambulance is going to be a hearse today, and I've got to get on the road. I've got about 3 to 4 hours of driving to get there to be a hearse. I can't film the actual event, but I'm going to blog my way there. I've got to get up on the roof and put some bedding in first and finish the last of my bits and pieces to get going. Now I've got my kilt, my scundu. Now it's going to get hot today, so I need to do last minute systems check. Alright, that should fire up and keep me cool. Alright, everything else is pretty much right here. Tie down straps are okay. Everything's clean and clear. All the panels are covered up. I need to replace this interior switch at some point. There's my service events, there's my checklist, there's the anti-arse burning thing. I'm going to be wearing a kilt, so I need to keep the seats from burning my arse off. But, put that back there. Yep. Right, the ignition switch is a bit dicky. I have my backup light and satellite tracker. They're a little bit nervous. Let's adjust my camera. They're a little bit nervous about the timing and when I get there and all the rest. So I'm using a Spot Gen 3. We're going to enable that tracking. Tissue box is in position. That's all good. I've briefed all that, summarized it on there. I'm going to shut that up for the convoy. Logbook is filled out for both days. Alright. It's going to be a long couple of days, I think. First leg of the journey. We're going to be finding some breakfast fairly soon. Well, I went over a section of road before and I was pulling pretty hard to the left, so I thought I'd get out and check because it was a left-hand front tyre that went flat the other day. But they all look okay. Probably my alignment's just a little bit funny still. Alright, I won't eat at my local Macca's because they're so inept. Cannot get an order right, but I found the Macca's here part way on. Alright, so I've just pulled up and the aircon's not working. That's a pretty bad thing. I'm doing a quick test. I reckon the main fuse might be a bit screwy because if we go off ground and one side of the fuse we have 26.1 volts, the other side of the fuse we have 12.2. So something's up with that fuse. It's times like this the reason why I make sure I've got loads of extra time. Oh, fuse just popped. Yep. Well, that was the 30 amp fuse and I bought a 40. Let's disconnect the control circuit for a start. I bought a high current fuse because I thought this might happen. Stuck up here with a bit of blue tack. I'm glad I prepare ahead of time for these things. I really am. So this fuse, yeah, this fuse has been hot and it just popped the second I did that. So, alright, do we have, haha, we have aircon. Alright, that is magic news. I was stressing about that. Alright. So I got spotted by a mate, had a bit of a chat. had a feed, and now it's pretty much time to get going. All right, we're on the freeway. Easy going now. All right, so my hand throttle cable just busted, which means I don't have cruise control or the next best thing to it. So I'm going to have to find a safe spot, pull up and fix that, or it's going to be a pretty bloody long day. Alright, so here's my problem. This guy's come off and he should be on the back of that. Let's see what I can do about it. Let me hook that through. Alright. Now, can we pull it up and lock the pedal in? I think that'll do. Alright. Yep, just got a throttle cable come off. Never a dull day. Put my noise deadening. I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open at this point, so definitely need a rest break. Alright, end of pit stop. Spent about 25 minutes here. I've done fluid checks. I did take the radiator cap off while it was cool, and it's bubbled up as you would expect because the evaporation point changes. I just hope I haven't got bubbles in the cooling system. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit and just let it come up to operating temp. Make sure nothing's screwy with that. Alright, we're well into the windy stuff now. This is challenging driving in this. And this is where we piss off a lot of people because we go a bit slower and we drive sensibly in the conditions. Digits, we're 3 k's away. I just saw a sign, a warning sign that said caution, roadside flowers ahead. Okay, final kilometre. Now we wait for 20 minutes while all the traffic clears. Alright, so I've got keys. The bloke has been nice enough to let me in a couple of hours early. And that means I can have a quick shower and a change in an actual building before I'm required to appear. Go over the mailbox. Right. I'll let the turbo cool off. We'll go in, have a shower, get changed, and hopefully we'll be on our way. Alright, I'm all dressed up. I'm in the kilt. You can see me from here. Let's get on with it. Right, how to get in with the kilt on. I haven't quite perfected the sweep under the rear that the ladies have. Hopefully, it doesn't look too mangled. Alright, we're on our way. This is the last you're going to hear from me till after the event, for obvious reasons. Hopefully everything goes well. Okay, so overall everything went really well, but I'm going to need my special screwdriver before I explain much more. This won't start and my ignition bypass thing's not working either now. So we're going to leave ignition on and use my super special screwdriver. Right, where's our ignition solenoid? Down here. That was it. Alright, screwdriver to the rescue. Alright, I've got to find my way back to the motel now. We're in high range. We are. I think I've probably got a buggered start solenoid maybe. Alright. Well, I am officially knackered. I'm back at the hotel room. And by hotel room, I mean room with an ensuite, walk-in robe, extra rooms, extra bathrooms, laundry, another bedroom, a second level, a patio, a complete and fully equipped kitchen and dishwasher, air conditioner, and lounge room. It's a full townhouse. They obviously appreciated the effort of bringing the Ambo up. But I am beyond exhausted. I'm going to close all the doors I'm not using so that the cool air goes down here. I'm going to pass out for a while. You know, it's a nice quiet end of town until I notice something. I should probably make sure I don't answer the door if anybody knocks. So here I am like a chump setting up camp on the couch because it's the only area where the air conditioner is. I come down here to get my laptop and I saw that thing. And then I saw that. There's a bloody aircon in here. What am I doing? Alright, well, it's finally cooling off. And as I'm starting to get my ability to function back again, I'm noticing even more things. There's a full garage here with a roller door and a remote button. I don't think there's any way to access that from inside the house, but this is a huge townhouse. Well, my GoPro went flat mid-sentence and I didn't bring any spare batteries, so I'm running off a charger at the moment. So what are we having for dinner? Chicken and chickpea. Unless I can get a pizza joint to deliver here, but I don't have the energy enough to try and figure that out. So it is actually a curry. And it has some spices, and I'm not normally partial to that, but I'm going to try it out anyway. So we've got chicken, chickpeas. It's 27% chicken, so I think it's going to be worth eating. Anyway, I might do the instant mash pack out of here that they all have, and that might offset the spice a little bit. They brought pizza to me. I figured it out, and I had a long conversation with them, and oh my god, that looks good. Oh, and I found somebody had left themselves logged in on the TV here, so they're a new subscriber to me. And they're watching a lot of ads, so maybe it might offset the cost of coming here slightly. I also realise I don't have a 4K TV at home, and I'm seeing my videos on 4K for the first time. I've got to be careful about all the business cards I put in the background. I can actually read a lot of them.
The very next evening.
Okay, well, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's time to go home. I've got to think where I was in my loose idea of a script. Now, how things went yesterday. Actually pretty good. Not long ago, in fact, actually no, a few years ago now, I basically blanket said I don't go to funerals. Given the realization that funerals are for the people that attend them to help them cope with stuff, and most funerals don't really help me cope with things. This one was a bit different, and actually it helped me rationalize some things that maybe might help me heal some wounds I've had for quite a while. People on the whole were actually pretty happy, and I think probably because they knew what was coming and he'd prepared them pretty well. So okay, so the GoPro batteries went far. I am so tired this morning. This trip really knocked the stuffing out of me. In any case, my GoPro went flat, so I've had to switch to phone here. Basically, I've got to pack up and get out of here. I've got a bunch of leftover pizza to eat or throw out, one of the two. It's too nice to waste. There's going to be a whole bunch of jump cuts in this because there's a whole bunch of things going on and I can't be bothered pushing the button every time. Now, with my multiple sclerosis, the heat knocks the stuffing out of me. And it was very hot yesterday and very dry and then very humid, and all of those things mess you around. I've had air conditioning running all night here and it has been magic. I don't think I would have survived this trip without it. But I've got to pick up some things. I've got to go and look at the ignition system on the Ambo and find out why I had to use my magic screwdriver yesterday, and see if I can fix that. It may have come good now things have cooled down. I think it's a temperature dependent thing. Definitely ignition switch as far as I can tell. So in any case, let's go investigate that. It's checkout time. Now my little, I'm running the GoPro outside the bracket. I have to run it off the charger. My little bypass circuit for this is stopped working, but fortunately the key switch works again. So yeah, anyway, let's get this on level ground so I can sort everything out. Okay, so as I was saying, there's something wrong with this button. This is basically just a bypass I made up. It takes power from the lighter socket, goes through a button and goes down to the start solenoid, just in case the key switch doesn't work, which that's been working for quite a while. Now that's stopped working. Key switch is working fine. Something screwy somewhere here. It's going to take me a while to nut this out. One day I'll stop doing these trips. Anyway, there's air there. There's supposedly water there, but the tap's missing. I'm definitely stopping here for a bit. Oh my god. Well, yeah, they still look kind of flat, but we'll see. Ah, so they're one of these servos. Gotta go and give them a deposit for the air. Does just the job. Okay, maybe not. You know what? I can still check pressure with this. Let's do that. Yeah, we're bang on 50. Note to self, make a double-ended adapter. I wanted to stay here, but it's too noisy and it's too city. I want to go home. And it's up to cool air a bit. Now, something I've been watching for ages and I wanted to see it clock over was the 5,000 hour mark. Well, that happened exactly at the funeral and I didn't see it. I only saw it at 5,001. Always the case with big round numbers. Alright, what are we? We're 99 k's to home. I've been having little micro sleeps. I've been closing my eyes and finding myself in different places on the road. So this is the first place that I can pull up safely, and I'm doing that. I'm going to find a way to get comfortable in the back and have a snooze for a little while. I pulled up, I'm in the back. Because I had to strip all the beds out of here and they were too long to hide in the roof box, I want to have a snooze and I don't know how, so went to the local op shop and they gave me a bunch of blankets that hopefully together will make enough padding to make it comfortable enough to get an hour's sleep. This aircon might have been $3,000 and a bucket load of effort to put it in, but oh my god, am I so happy to have it right now. Alright, I think I can get comfy. There's a pile of sheets and random blankets and stuff under there. Snooze time. I just lost a whole section of recording because the GoPro overheated. It's that hot in here, so let's try and knock the last 99 k's off. Had a couple of hours rest. And I think I'm actually maybe parked in. I'll have to have a look here. Alright, I made it out after about 20 or 30 different maneuvers. doing, apprentice? You found me, have you?
You're hard.
Oh, do I have to go
And
away?
now I have slime.
Oh, do I have to run away again, do I?
No.
Yeah, I can get away.
No.
Oh. I have to stay here, do I?
Yes.
Oh. Wait, is that like you like me?
Turn off the car.
I'm letting the turbo cool down. Otherwise, it spins really fast when there's no oil and it wears it out. Well, I'm back home and I am stuffed. I was peeing clear before I left. I'm not now. It's gone back to whatever it is. Need to drink more water. Any case, yeah, I'm not sure how to recap this. I learned some things. I've healed a bit, made a bunch of new friends, and hopefully fulfill the last wish. It's been a couple of weeks of work, a lot of effort, and I went through a bunch of different emotional stages on this one, and it didn't come out as bad as I'd hoped, and I didn't make mistakes, at least none that everybody else thinks are mistakes. I always find fault in my own efforts. So I hope it was an interesting one. I'm sorry I can't recap in any great detail now, but I'm so exhausted. I guess the discussion will be had in the comments. I need sleep and a few days to recover. We'll see us in the next one. Hope you found it interesting.